So something I've been thinking about a lot lately is this past week I've decided to just kind of wing it. It was probably this past week was probably one of the few weeks where I didn't really have anything planned in terms of posting LinkedIn posts, but still I want to be able to post at least 5 times a day every single week. And just to be able to say at the end of the year, I did it for a full year straight and I did it. I stuck through with it. I was consistent and I had that discipline. I think that is one of the few goals I have. I've been over the years, I've been starting to shift my goals more towards inputs versus outputs. I think it's so easy to become obsessed, especially like if you're in sales or even in any field, wherever you're in. It's so easy to say, "Oh, I want to graduate college, and then I want to go to med school, and I want to get this degree. I want to become a lawyer. I want to become this and that. I want to make X amount of money. I want to do X, Y, Z," and it's just so hard when you find out that life is sometimes unfair and you don't always get what you want. The things that you want to happen doesn't always happen. And so when we focus on things that we cannot control, I think that's when we become vulnerable. I think a lot about, and Gary kind of talks about this, but self esteem is one of the things that I think is most important, especially when it comes to kids or adults, even too. And I think one of the ways we hurt our own self esteem is that we deep down or consciously or subconsciously we tell ourselves we're only good if we accomplish xyz, and if we lose a game, if we lose or we fail to achieve an outcome, we are bad. And that's why people say comparison is the thief of joy. And I think it's a bit misput, it's a misnomer. It is the judgment that follows after the comparison that is the thief of joy. And so it's not that I say this person makes X amount of money, I make X amount of money. That it doesn't hurt me. It just shows me how much more I have to go, how much higher I can ascend. It's when I say, "Oh, this person is all the way up here and I'm down here. That must mean I suck." That is the thief of joy. It's the comparison and then us saying that, "Oh, because we're not where we want to be or this person's ahead of us, then that must mean that we suck, that we are inadequate." That is the thief of joy. And so it's a misnomer. It is the judgment that we put on ourselves following the comparison that is the thief of joy. And I bring that up because I've been a victim of placing a lot of my self esteem and focus and attention and just the things I care about on things I can't control. Like, I can't control if I win, I can't control if things go my way or things don't. What can I control? Waking up and going to bed, getting enough sleep, going to the gym, exercising, doing the work that I need to do, working on myself, and just trying my best to provide value, trying my best to continuing to learn and grow and to provide the best service. These are all things that I can control. And it's self-esteem and confidence kind of go hand in hand. But one of the ways that I love that I heard about confidence is, and it's so true, it rings so true for me because this is kind of where I started out because I wasn't the most confident, the most communicative. I was a shy introvert essentially, and one of the challenges for me way back was just the simple art of raising your hand and not being afraid to ask a question. And I should rephrase that. It's not that you're not afraid to ask the question, it's that you do it in spite of fear. And that's what courage is. Courage isn't when you're not afraid, courage is when you're afraid, but you do it anyway because you know that doing it is going to get you closer to the person you want to become. And so if you want to become more confident, or if you want to be more comfortable asking girls out, or you want to be more comfortable public speaking, or more confident doing XYZ, you just do more of it. You only become comfortable by at first being uncomfortable, right? You can't have comfort and growth simultaneously at the same time. It's one for the other. It's a sacrifice, it's a trade. It's the cost that we must pay for the things that we want. And that's how I like to view a lot of things in my life, like going to the gym or eating healthy or just the art of growing. It hurts right now, but it's a good thing. I think we often associate, I mean, our brains are created in the art of survival. We want to survive. And we think that pain is a bad thing, but help reframing it in the sense that the pain that I'm feeling is getting me closer to the person I want to become has helped me a lot because it has enabled me to say, oh, I'm sore. I don't feel like working out. It hurts, but this pain is going to lead to growth. And so it's actually a good thing. And personally, that reframe just has helped me so much, whether it's my personal life or my professional life. I tried for a while to, it's been kind of crazy. I think in 2023, I wanted to start a podcast and I recorded sessions with about 8 other people. And I was preparing for what I thought was going to be this big launch. But then I realized the whole editing. And so the way that I wanted the podcast to be was completely unfiltered, not being afraid to ask strong or deep questions and to answer freely. And I wanted it unscripted. And so there was no preparation beforehand. I just wanted it to be a free flow conversation. That brought upon challenges that I did not foresee. One of them being I had to cut things out, especially if I'm posting it on LinkedIn in front of people and it becomes sensitive information. And then getting permission from my guest on the podcast to approve the clips, and then comes the editing and the production, and it just became too much. And I realized I did not enjoy that side of things, but I'm happy I did try it though. And I don't think that's the end all be all. I think eventually I will probably get back into the podcast space, but I also realized that I really want to focus on where I'm at. And so in 2024, I was tempted to start a newsletter and kind of pursue my passion, if you will, on the side. But then I realized that was kind of deterring me from, I think, doing what I thought I needed to do, which was just to put in more effort into my career. And I don't really talk about this that much to everyone or to many people at all, but money isn't the biggest driving factor for me. It's just not. I think it's up there. I'd be lying if I said it wasn't. I was in sales. But it's not the most important thing to me. I think the most important thing to me, and it goes back to one of my passions, I think I take so much joy in trying to help people progress faster than I did. I think in a way it's me trying and me attempting to help my younger self. I can't help my younger self, but I can help those who remind me of my younger self. And so that teaching and that education side of things has always been something I've been passionate about. I think when I was younger, I wanted to be a teacher. And I tried out the tutoring thing. And not to go too much into it, but it's always been there, I think, wanting to help people and just the art of helping people and being in the service field. I think my job kind of fulfills that need to a good extent. But I wanted to start a newsletter, but then I realized I think the best way to do things is to collect the evidence because it's not what you say, it's who you are and what you've done. There's a huge, massive difference. If I shoot the same tweet as Elon, I probably get one like and he gets millions because he's Elon and he's created Tesla and all these things and I haven't. And so it's collecting the evidence for me. And so that's why I wanted to go full into my career and doing what I thought I needed to do in terms of creating more IT posts. But then I realized, kind of tasting it, and I feel like part of me should have known because I created videos similar talking about this before, which was I don't think I could ever niche down on that. It just didn't feel right. Like this week, I didn't really have anything prepared, but it just came easy. And not only that, but the post that I posted this week, it just felt good. Like it didn't matter to me the number of likes or the number of impressions. It just felt good expressing it. And this really ties into one of the shifts that I've been in the midst of making, which is no longer viewing content as content, because creating content is very challenging. If you've done it, you probably have a good sense of what I'm talking about. But another way to view content is just really your thoughts, your ideas, the stories that you have, things you've experienced, or interesting conversations you've had this week, or things that have really been a focus for you recently. So essentially, it's just working through your problems or working through your ideas publicly. And I view it as like a public journal. And I feel like that actually surprisingly does provide a lot of value to people. And it's super relatable because at the end of the day, we're all humans. We have similar emotions and we all face problems, whether we're rich or poor or tall or short or white or Asian or black or whatever. No matter who we all have problems and we're all humans. And it makes it very relatable. And so just that concept has reminded me that I won't probably ever niche down with like just IT posts. And that feels really good to say that and to feel that and to believe that.